It's a big tear.
It did not look that bad.
No, look at that big tear. That's causing your pain right there. Look at this big tear right there. Yeah, that's an impressive tear.
This is so freaking validating, though. It was awful. It was awful. Hi there. Welcome. Welcome back. My name is Julie, and this is my journal. And today, we got needled up real good. Let me show you.
Of your forearm bone. These are the muscles in your forearm. Move your fingers. You'll see them kind of dangle and wiggle.
Ooh.
So here's your tendon that comes over. And so this is an accumulation of several tendons that attach to this kind of ski slope view right here. Okay, here's the very top of it. So good news is there's no big spurs or calcifications. The tendon should all look sort of like that, where it's all kind of solid and uniform. There's a little gray patch right there. But right here, this is all irregular right in there.
What does that mean?
So it means that's tendon disease. That's tendinosis. It's wearing.
I thought you said it was going to be tendinitis.
Well, tendinitis is days to weeks. Tendinosis is like, months to years. So, but it's similar
So
terms.
I waited too long.
Well, it just means that this stuff slowly builds over the years. It takes a long time to kind of get there. And there's some real subtle kind of changes. If you look kind of closely, you can see how there's kind of like some real subtle, kind of almost like little micro calcification changes right in here.
What does that mean?
So it just means from repetitive stress over time, it's kind of created some of these little changes, like subtly along the edge of the bone where it attaches.
Okay.
No big calcifications or spurs though.
Will those dissolve?
Not usually, but they don't need to. The tendon disease problem is the issue, and that causes your pain. And if we can get that to heal up, then you're good. You can live with spurs and calcifications. So here's that kind of ball at the top of the forearm bone. Here's muscle, muscle, muscle. Here's tendon. And as we come up, we get to the joint first, and now here's the tendon body. So you can see there's kind of a dark patch here, darker patch here. This is kind of in between. This is the worst spot. In between, good. Okay, there's kind of the bad spot there, all the way. There's the worst right there. This is a tear right there.
A tear?
You'll see that when I'm injecting. I'll show you.
So interestingly, come to find out, it was arthritis related, but actually the main problem once we started ultrasounding, I have severe tears all throughout my elbow. Big old tears. Huge old tears. You'll see in these videos as the doctor explains it. Not to the point of needing surgery, but if the injections that we did today don't do enough, we'll do another round. And if those aren't enough, then we go to stem cells to regenerate. Surgery is the very last option. And guys, I should not have worn makeup, but I was bawling my eyes out. You guys did not need to see that. Plus, I needed my phone to listen to something else while that was happening. So, sorry, you didn't get to see that part. So, I don't ever want another surgery. I've had way too damn many.
This one. So, okay, now watch this. See that big tear?
Yeah.
Watch this big tear open up when I'm injecting. That's the needle and I'm putting medicine in there. Look at that.
Oh, Jesus.
We got a big tear right in the middle. Yep. It's a big tear.
It did not look that bad.
No, look at that big tear. That's causing your pain right there. Look at this big tear right there. Yeah, that's an impressive
This
tear.
is so freaking validating, though.
And this side, not just
looks
bad
like
there.
a ghost or like Oogie
So
Boogie.
there's partial tears right here. It does look like that in here, but then look at the tears I get right here. Watch this tear right here. Look at that big tear. This is on your inside one. That's why that one hurts so bad. Look at this big tear right here. The second one right there.
God. Wait, that's the inside?
That's the inside.
I thought we said the inside wasn't so bad.
No, it's got a big tear. That's why.
We just couldn't see that with the thing.
Couldn't see it as well until you put the fluid in.
So it's not just that it's compensating. It's all
really torn up
shit messed up. The initial ultrasound, we could see it was pretty bad. Then after he did the injections and was doing them, then he said that the tears started opening up. You start being able to see just how bad it actually was, and it was much worse than he had initially thought, and then much worse than the initial ultrasound had shown. So that really sucked. But it also was not surprising for me, and it was also incredibly validating. I'm not a wah-wah. I've been living with severe pain for a reason. I had wanted to get both elbows done. So glad I didn't. He talked me out of it. He's like, no, you'll hate me if you do that. Okay. All right. Let's don't. So I should feel pretty dang good for about 2 hours. And then it's going to be hell for 3 to 7 days. I'll be bringing you along for the journey. It's going to be good. Can't put ice on it, but I can put heat on it. Can't take NSAIDs. He doesn't recommend them, and I'm not allowed to take them because of the gastritis. So I can take Tylenol, and he did give me a prescription for something else if I need it. You know I don't like to take that other stuff, especially with my digestive issues. Oh, already I'm starting to feel it. God, it was awful. It was so awful. Didn't take as long as I thought it would, though, and that's good. And him and his assistant were both amazing. And this is just another part of the journey. Thanks for coming along.
I am so grateful for pain medicine. So grateful. Now that the numbing medicine has worn off in my elbow. So yeah, so grateful. But I wish, God, I wish you could have pain medicine that just took away the pain without making you all loopy and not being able to be present in the moment and in control of your faculties, and able to drive, etc. But for me personally, maybe that is for the best, because this way it forces me to be good, as the doctor told me when I was leaving, to be good. Because if it just took away the pain and didn't make me all then I'd probably be doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. The pain medicine absolutely takes the edge off of it, makes it bearable, but doesn't take it all the way away. Alas. So the hope with getting these treatments is to be at 75% improvement. And I will absolutely take 75%. That would just be wonderful. These last 3 weeks have just been almost unbearable. Interrupted my sleep. Just bad. But apparently it's been messed up for a long time. Both of my elbows. Really messed up for a long, long time. But for whatever reason, just the last 3 weeks, it's just been absolutely debilitating. So here's hoping that this one treatment will be enough. It's not likely. He said it's not likely. I know it's not likely. And then we do the other elbow in 2 weeks. But it shouldn't be as bad because it's not as bad. My makeup's all messed up because I've been crying. Was crying. Haven't been crying lately. But I was. It was awful. So now I'm watching Towering Inferno. One of my favorite disaster movies ever. And just resting. Watching Towering Inferno again, because I was kind of out of it, for half of it the first time around. Yay for pain medicine. I'm using my rice heating bag. Thank you, Grandma Glenda. That helps so much. My Reggie, such a beautiful, wonderful boy. He stayed here while the family's all gone to help me and massaged my left elbow for me. Such a good boy. I'm so glad that the doctor talked me into only doing the worst elbow and not both. This morning, the day after, he warned me that that day 2 would be the worst, which is not a surprise to me because I've had so many surgeries and I know that the day after and sometimes even the 3rd day are the worst. So not a, huge surprise or anything. But luckily, we are on fall break. And so I don't have to drive, didn't have to coordinate driving to get the kids to school or anything. I've got them here helping me with anything that needs done. And yeah, awesome. When I woke up, I thought, I'm not going to need that pain medicine. I was wrong. I did need it. And I'm using the rice heating bag and being incredibly careful with what I do. So I do have exercises I need to do. And I'll be doing those throughout the day, but also using the rice heating thing throughout the day and having the kids help me, put all this mess together. But I was able to change my shirt on my own, and that was even before taking the medicine, so that's cool. Tying my shoes, stuff like that. We'll see. It's going to be interesting just to kind of test. Your elbows are funny. Well, yeah, actually your funny bone, isn't that in your elbow? God, stupid. Anyway, they're not something you think about, like my feet have been messed up. You got to have your feet. We know this last almost 2 years of my life. We've learned that. Hands, how many times have I messed up my hands and wrists? And so we're totally familiar with that battle and that, let me take these off, you drive me crazy, with how frustrating that is and how necessary those parts of you are. But your elbows, yeah, you don't have your elbows, what are you going to do? How? Had never thought about it before this. And I really wanted him to do both elbows and just get it over with all at once. Listen, doctors don't know everything about everything. We've learned that. Walked around on a broken foot for 6 months. So they don't know everything. But he was right about this. Can you imagine if I had done both? Well, I couldn't be recording this. I couldn't be editing this video right now. Oh God, it would be awful. Almost doesn't bear thinking about, and yet I am allowing myself to think about it, to remind myself I don't know everything about everything, and I do need to listen to voices of reason on occasion. And in fact, not only that, this morning when I woke up, after I first started moving and realizing, oh God, it is really bad. I was like, maybe, because the other one is scheduled for 2 weeks from now. And I was almost like, you know what? Nah. Let's hold off on that one till next year. And I might. I actually might, because the left one is just not nearly as bad pain-wise as the right one had gotten. Now, a voice of reason does say, well, you do need to get it done before it gets worse, because the right one is pretty dang bad. Pretty bad. So, yeah, I should. But this, God, it's not fun, And it's like a week-long recovery right in the middle of Halloween and then, blowing into Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So it's tricky. It's tricky figuring this kind of stuff out. I'm probably still going to go ahead and get it done in 2 weeks, but I'm not as yeehaw, I can do this. No big deal. Yeah, no, I have been humbled. I've been seriously humbled. I'm so tired of being in recovery mode. It gets old. And yet also at the same time reminding myself how lucky I am and being grateful and all of that I have, one, access to really good health insurance in the US of America and really good medical care available and an amazing family to help me out. So super duper lucky that way. Gonna finish editing this video, then finish drinking some coffee, and then do my exercises. Woo! Why do I have a wrist thing on? That's because I know someone will ask. Because I did get that cyst drained a week ago. Yeah, we're just getting it all done. We're just getting it all done. Yeah. Sucks. But it's all good. It's all good. The kids are going to help me. We have lots of last minute details for the Halloween yard display. Some little bits of gardening and stuff. I had wanted to finish pruning the fruit trees this week. Guess I could teach the kids how. My daddy taught me, rest in peace, so it would make sense to teach them. I'm not even up to going out there and doing that right now, though. That'll be in a few days, maybe, if I'm up to it. Yeah, we'll see. But thank you for loving me and being so supportive, and you guys are wonderful. You're just so wonderful. If you have had any experiences like this, tell us about it in the comments, and we can commiserate and empathize with each other. Have a beautiful day. See y'all real soon.